Social Media, Destruction at Teens' Fingertips by Caitlin Johnson. In recent years, it seems that social media has become a permanent fixture in daily life and culture, especially among young people. In fact, 95% of teenagers in the United States use social media. Despite social media's prominence in teens' lives, many parents remain oblivious to the damaging effects that social media can have on teens. Social media use can lead to poor choices with harmful repercussions, weakened social lives, company-engineered addictions, exposure to explicit content, and poor self-esteem. Teenagers' decision-making abilities are not yet fully developed, so teens may share photos and make statements online they will later regret. In an article titled, "What Social Media Does to the Teen Brain," Dr. Frances Jensen, a neurologist at the University of Pennsylvania and author of The Teenage Brain, explained that during adolescence, part of the brain that is responsible for social feedback and rewards is incredibly active. This activity causes teens to be more susceptible to bursts of emotion, impulsiveness, and peer pressure. In addition, Dr. Jensen expressed that during adolescence, synapses within the brain often move too slowly to aid teens in regulating their emotions and impulses. In this same article, Mitch Prinstein, science officer at the American Psychology Association, discussed that although mental changes that adolescents are experiencing are normal, young people are experiencing these changes in a digital age that can instantly grant them the social validation they are desperately seeking. Adolescents' strong desire for social validation and their susceptibility to rashness, joined with the attention-garnering abilities of social media, can create a harmful combination. Rachel Green, executive student body president and high-achieving student at Leonard High School, can attest to the dangers that sharing content on social media can pose for young people. Green started her first social media account when she was 11 years old. Green expressed that in her younger years, she shared many thoughtless posts, such as hurtful comments and ill-received jokes, that she wishes she could take back. Posting content online is an irreversible action, and many teens may not understand the repercussions their post can lead to. Many proponents of teens using social media believe that social media is an important outlet that allows teens to connect with others. While social media can aid in cultivating a well-rounded social life by allowing teens to virtually communicate and build connections with people outside of their communities, it in no way can replace real-life human interaction. In a recent study, participants who limited their social media use reported significant reductions in feelings of loneliness. This finding testifies that social media is causing teens to feel more isolated. In fact, social media stifles real-life connections and interactions. A survey conducted by the Pew Research Center found that 46% of teens say that their parents are at least sometimes distracted by their phones when they are trying to have a conversation with them. In this same study, 42% of respondents reported that cell phones make learning strong social skills more challenging rather than easier. These studies bear out that rather than strengthening connections with others, social media actually weakens them. Although much of the public is heavily engrossed in using social media, many people remain oblivious to the fact that social media can be highly addictive. While appearing before Congress in 2018, Mark Zuckerberg, co-founder and CEO of Facebook, explained that social media platforms are in fact designed to be addictive. By holding users' attention, social media platforms cause users to view advertisements, which makes money for the social media companies. Unfortunately, these social media companies' strategy has proven to be successful. Using social media overstimulates the reward center in the human brain. Overusing social media can cause changes in the brain structure comparable to that of individuals struggling with substance abuse or gambling addictions. A study by Common Sense Media found that 1 in 3 youth feel addicted to social media. The study also found that 42% of teens feel they are unable to control their social media use, while 1 in 4 report using social media almost constantly. This constant need for stimulation causes teens to miss out on real life as they sacrifice their precious, fleeting time they have on this earth for the next dopamine hit. Hallie Maddox, a local 19-year-old who decided to completely cut off all of her social media use in order to improve her mental health, expressed that she too has fallen prey to social media addiction. Maddox stated, "The addictive nature of social media was one of the biggest reasons I cut off all of my social media. I definitely went through a season where if I was not constantly watching something, I felt like I didn't know what to do with myself." Social media makes teens vulnerable to explicit and harmful content. Most parents are aware that social media harbors many predators and pedophiles. However, they may fail to recognize how widespread this issue truly is. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, 6 in 10 adolescent girls have been contacted through social media in ways they felt were inappropriate. Green has had numerous horrifying experiences with social media. Green stated that, "On Instagram, anyone can contact you at any time. I've had text messages asking to meet up and hook up. I've had unwelcome, inappropriate photos sent to me. Anybody can contact you, and there are individuals who would like to creep and prey on younger people." Green expressed that these experiences made her feel objectified and degraded. Online exchanges such as those Green has experienced are dangerous, damaging, and appallingly common. In addition to predators, social media makes explicit content disturbingly accessible. A study by Common Sense Media discovered that 73% of teens have viewed pornography, with 58% of these encounters being accidental. Whether such content is viewed purposefully or unintentionally, it can be detrimental to teens. Pornography is addictive. It can warp teens' perspectives and damage their present and future relationships. Many parents also remain oblivious to the vast amount of misleading information and harmful trends found on social media. Mental health advice and information is one of the most popular topics on platforms such as TikTok. While this fact may sound positive, in reality, it is harming the well-being of youth nationwide. There are an abundance of social media accounts handing out unqualified mental health information. Often, the curators of these accounts romanticize mental illness and present general habits and traits as symptoms of mental disorders, which has led many teens to falsely believe that they have mental disorders such as ADHD, eating disorders, dissociative identity disorders, and bipolar disorder. One mental health professional reported daily encountering teens who believe they have ADHD or hear voices in their heads after seeing TikTok videos about these disorders. In one new troubling TikTok trend, Young people showcase their multiple identities or alters. These alters have their own names, character traits, and even accents. Some of these influencers even claim that one or more of their identities are animals and mythical creatures. This trend has led mental health clinics across the nation to see an influx of teens presenting self-diagnosed dissociative identity disorder. It is vital to the well-being of teens that parents are mindful that their teenager is in a challenging developmental stage, and the toxic misinformation flooding social media can be especially harmful during this unstable stage of development. Finally, social media is exceptionally adept at decimating the self-esteem of young people. Often, social media users paint pictures of fun outings with friends, stylish wardrobes, disciplined fitness and diet regimens, extravagant vacations, and perfectly kept houses. For an uncertain teen, scrolling through social media can begin to feel like an endless parade of people who seem more fun, attractive, wealthy, and put together than he or she is. The constant bombardment of unrealistic lifestyles and unattainable beauty standards brought on by social media can cause teens to feel less valuable than others. Maddox stated that social media can cause you to get in your head what you think your life should look like. And if it's not that way, it can set off very negative thoughts in your brain. All the negativity from not measuring up to what social media says you should be is what led to a deep depression throughout my teen years. Maddox's experience shows that social media can have deeply negative effects on teen self-esteem and well-being. Further, numerous studies confirm that millions of teens share Maddox's experience with social media. One study found that 46% of adolescents say that social media negatively affects their self-image. Another randomized controlled trial found that participants who discontinued using social media for 4 weeks reported improved mental well-being. This study also discovered that discontinued social media use was 25 to 40% more effective than psychological intervention for improving well-being. It is clear that discontinuing social media use is highly beneficial to teens' self-esteem and well-being. Teenagers' self-worth and well-being is far more valuable than their involvement in the latest trend or having a constant source of connection and entertainment. In conclusion, for many teenagers, social media can be destructive to many aspects of their lives. Using social media can damage teens' current and future well-being by creating an outlet for teens to share content they will later regret and stifling their social lives, causing them to become addicted to social media use, exposing them to explicit content, and destroying their self-esteem. Teenagers are dependent upon their parents' vigilance and mindfulness throughout this uncertain developmental stage. In order to help their teens thrive, parents must be aware of the dangers of social media and safeguard against them by limiting or discontinuing their teens' social media use.